children or animals. Look, I'm pleased to be here with all of you, and indeed with the other two candidates, because it's good that other candidates show up and take an interest in people's views and the issues in this electorate. We've got a fair few candidates who don't live in the electorate and apparently don't take a great deal of interest in the local issues and concerns. Food is a multi-layered issue if ever there was one. There is the global issue, the question of food security. We live in a world where over 1 billion people are going hungry right now who do not know where their next meal is coming from. That is in a population of 7 billion people, and a world where the United Nations says our population globally will go to 9.6 billion people by 2050. So there is the food security issue, the hunger poverty issue. There is the environmental issue and the challenges posed for places like the Murray-Darling Basin and the impact on our precious wildlife of habitat destruction and the like, the impact of climate change, where we're told we will have more in the way of droughts and less rainfall, with all that that implies for food production and food security. There's the issue of food and health and diets. You know that we live in a world of increasing obesity, problems with diabetes, projections that our children may not live as long as we are able to live. So clearly the link between food and health is very important. And there is the question of food and retail concentration and the role of the supermarket duopolies, Coles and Woolworths, and of foreign entrants as well. I remember Dick Smith telling a Senate Select Committee about the $1.50 can of beetroot, where a can of beetroot has been $1.50 for many years. The growers and the like got around 90 cents, retailers and the profit level got the rest. No one complained that a can of beetroot was too dear, but along came Aldi and started selling them for 75 cents, and so as a consequence of that, Coles and Woolworths decided they had to match that price, and although Aldi said they were sourcing local beetroot, in fact soon afterwards Heinz decided they had to close down their beetroot production in Australia, and this of course leads to all the beetroot being imported. So retail concentration is a real issue as well. What can we do about it? Well, I think it's tremendous what the farmers markets and the community gardens and the like are doing in terms of self-sufficiency. The government has announced $1.5 million in grants for community gardens and farmers markets. The farmers markets can apply for up to $25,000 to help organisations like this one do the very good work that it does. And I've promoted this farmers market in my electorate report because I'm keen to see it thrive and prosper and flourish. I also am impressed by the initiative of the Goulburn Valley Food Cooperative. After Heinz closed down their tomato canning in Gugari, Les Cameron, who actually has a Brunswick base, has been working on a food cooperative in the Goulburn Valley which will try and enable the local producers and local production to stay here rather than see that kind of manufacturing go offshore. So I've been working with them and was involved in their Brunswick launch. I've also been working with AusBuy, which is Australian-owned companies, on the question of foreign ownership, and the Australian government is in the process of setting up a register of foreign ownership of agricultural land, and I think that is an important initiative as well. In terms of supporting local manufacturing, we have a food industry innovation precinct which is being led by La Trobe University at Bundoora, and which will help local food manufacturers. And the final observation I want to make is about urban sprawl and prime farming land. I have opposed the increases and extensions to Melbourne's urban growth boundary, whether it was done by a state Labor government or by a state Liberal government, for a number of reasons. But one of those is the loss of prime agricultural land and horticultural land sitting on Melbourne's outskirts in places like Cranbourne and Werribee and the like. So that's probably enough from me, but I'm happy to answer questions that people may have. Thank you.